tactical games event that I just competed in Barnwell, South Carolina at the Government Training Institute, or GTI, at the end of September. First off, I got to say, they ran an amazing event at an amazing facility. It was one of the cooler places I've ever kind of trained in. It's an old decommissioned, I think it's a nuclear power plant or something like that. It's super cool. Running through the buildings, looking for targets, shooting off the top of them. It was awesome. So, love the event. Venue was amazing. It was utilized amazing. The event was distinctly different from the Ridgeline event that I competed in this spring, and that makes it awesome. Overall, I had a blast. I hit my personal goal. I didn't time out on any of the stages, so I guess the training I did help. I think I might have placed a little better, but I don't know. I just didn't want to. I wanted to complete all the stages in the given time, and that I did, which is awesome. So we did 4 stages a day, and three of them were kind of like the planned stages where you rotate through with your squad, and then one was what they called an aggregate, and those were like rifle skills, pistol skills, so real hard shooter skills. You can find tons of videos on those on YouTube for that. So it looks like they've added those in just to kind of show manipulation, reloads, kind of the classic tactical skills, I guess you could say, into the event. So I did 4 a day, and yeah, it was just awesome. Just a great event. I had a blast at it, and I'm really already looking forward to my next one. I don't know which one it is, but I'm looking at a couple. There's one back in South Carolina, end of April into May, and then there's one kind of end of June in Ohio. That kind of fall in time the schedule I might be able to go to. So I'm gonna try to figure that out here, and I'll have an update when I get there. But yeah, enjoy some of the videos I got just posted, or the events. I'm not gonna drown you out with it, because I mean there's tons of it out there, but there'll be some clips interspersed here and there. And then we'll talk a little bit about, if you've watched my other 2 here, the gear I ran and my modifications and how it worked, and if I'm going to make any changes. So I'm going to do with the good, then the bad.
You got it, man.
So, starting with my Velocity Systems plate carrier. Love this thing. It's worked out great again. Not too much I'm going to change on it. I did leave the placard on. I think my last video I talked about, I was probably going to take that off and use the elastic cummerbund pouches that I could order for this. I ended up not doing that. Some of it was because laziness on my part. I was kind of late on ordering it and they were a little delayed. But once I've upgraded my battle belt and kind of worked through that, I found out I didn't really need the storage here. I left the placard on to give me excess storage, mainly in the cases of some of the running events. When you have empty magazines, I don't like listening to them rattle in my dump pouch, so I take them and front load them up here. That kind of thing. I never really worked out of there. Maybe once or twice I put some magazines in there, but for the most part it was take 2. I could stuff them in my belt pouches and then just hold one in my hand when I ran up the stairs or any of that kind of stuff. Overall, great plate carrier. The idea to put my pistol mags up here, because I'm doing the single stack life, worked out great again. I didn't lose any. They stayed secure. So very happy with that. Don't have a lot of bad things to say overall about this plate carrier or the setup I have. I think this is not going to change that much. So overall, my Grey Ghost Gear battle belt here with an inner belt that's actually on the pants I have downstairs worked out awesome. So I got my 2 mag pouches here for my AR mags, then I got 3 in the back for pistol. So the idea being that my main 10 rounders would be right here, so for the 12 and 13 round stages, then I would then load my 8 rounders with the balance, so that way I could just reload and shoot the lock back, which just makes clearing procedures and all that way easier. Just 2 flat pistol mags. I like these because they do roll flat, so they didn't get caught on anything and they'd be nice and flush when I didn't need them. Same big dump pouch. I got my G-code holster, which I actually really like. I did have an issue with it, which we'll get to in a second. And then the disc there to attach it. Overall, it worked really good. The one problem you're going to
Go, Jared. Push. Totally.
Awesome. So, as you saw, super embarrassing to have that pistol fall out while I was running there. Luckily, it was unloaded. It wasn't even a stage where I needed pistol ammo. It was just a sprint stage, so I lost a lot of time. Luckily, it happened there, not inside the building where I might not have got it back because we're on like catwalks and stuff. So, who knows? Still gonna run the 1911 because I absolutely love it, and I'm a little bit of a contrarian, so every time ROs look at me confused, it makes me want to keep doing it. And since I do this for fun, why not? What I have done and probably going to continue to play with here is tightening up the tension on the holster. I think the main reason it fell out, or I know the main reason it fell out, is that when I first got the holster, it fit very tight, and then through practice and draws and whatnot, it's kind of worn down on the inside. So I just have to tighten it up a little bit more. I may add a elastic retaining band here somehow, of a piece of bungee cord or something like that, just to give me that extra security on stages where I won't need my pistol, because there are some where you actually are just carrying the pistol. It's not even a pistol stage. So just to have that extra bit of security, I think would be advantageous, so I don't have to worry about it falling out again, because that was embarrassing. But it did make for good TV, I guess. So, used the same rifle I used last time. Didn't make any modifications to it whatsoever. It's a Daniel Defense M4 V7 lightweight. I got the lightweight before I knew I was going to be doing these. It does have an 18-inch barrel, and initially that was kind of an issue just because it sits so high on my back when I sling it, and I was thinking about getting a 16 overall length upper, but I've definitely changed my mind on that. I like the 18. Once I modified how I sling it, or slung it, it wasn't even an issue. So I definitely like that. Again, though, I'm having some issues with the handguards. They do get hot again if on some of the longer stages, or even just sitting out in the sun. So I'm probably going to look at doing something like that, because I very well probably should just use some gloves, which will segue into a little clip here later. But overall, love it. Have the relatively cheap Tac Taylor sling. I've used these for years, so I've had great luck with them, and it's just what I know. Yeah, that's it. Super simple. I have a the optic is one thing I am probably going to be changing. Ran a red dot again. I've had great luck with these, but at the stages with those longer distances and some of the targets getting a little bit smaller, I think switching to a low power variable optic will be the way I'm going to go. I'm going to be looking into those, trying to find the best one that I can get, and we'll have more to come on that, I guess, once I figure out the optic and get it zeroed and all that stuff. But overall, again, if you have just a red dot, you can do it. Since I'm going to be doing more of these, I want to try to improve my chances. And honestly, I'm a pretty good long-range shooter, so I can shoot better at long range than I can do like burpees, which are a common missed penalty here. So I'd rather capitalize where I can. So if I can hit more targets, I have to do less burpees, which is really the big win, right? Otherwise, that's it for the rifle. Absolutely love this thing. Well, finished up day one here at GTI. 4 battles down. Well, 3 tomorrow. What a day. I am beat down. So, like, one recommendation, bring some gloves. I don't know if it's panning through here. On a slick rope, I was trying to lower myself down. I slid and kind of gaffed up my hands pretty good. So, wish I'd had some gloves on to kind of take the buffer off it. It wasn't even that far. I just got moving. I just underestimated how gassed I would be. But fuck me. Yeah, I'll have to admit that. What a great day. So my general gear. At the Ridgeline event, it was pretty much basically off a hub where I could come back to the truck every stage and get what I needed. And I just worked right out of my standard range box here, the 1610, I believe, Pelican case. They keep everything, all my ammo, water, food, whatever. I didn't have to be too self-sufficient. I made the assumption this was going to be like that for this one, and it didn't work out that way. So what I'm probably going to start doing is using a more range backpack. This is a Arc'teryx Card 60 that I use when I shoot PRS matches and that kind of thing. Just to be more self-sufficient, because I can put my rifle in here, it's got a spot for it, I can put all my pistol ammo, everything I need to live out of for a couple stages for like half a day, I can store in here and not have to be like carrying stuff in like little duffel bags and kind of hoboing it around. So I kind of wish I'd had that. So I'm definitely going to have that addition, or I'm going to add this to my kind of packing list for when I head down to the stages.
Seconds.
Go, go, go.
Get out. Let's go. Let's go.
205.
159. Damn.
So to kind of wrap up my thoughts on this, I'm going to tighten down my pistol holster. That's an improve I'm going to make. I'm going to buy some gloves and keep them on my battle belt, or keep them handy for certain stages. So in this one, there's a couple times where we're sliding down ropes, and I thought I'd be okay, but I ended up burning my hands pretty good on one of the ropes. So if I'd had gloves, it wouldn't have been an issue. I didn't bring any. So having gloves available, I'm not going to say you need them on every stage, because I tend not to like gloves. So I would throw those in your range bag and just have them available if you need them. Plate carrier worked out great. Not going to make too many changes to that. Nothing serious anyways. Battle belt worked out great. If I can find one more magazine pouch, I might do that just to have the extra space, but I'm still kind of up in the air on that. I'm going to tighten down my holster for my pistol so I don't have to worry about it bouncing out. And yeah, that's about it for like my general gear. When you do these events, just understand you'll probably be in the sun. So having good sunshade, a pop-up, sun shelter, a chair is awesome. Just stuff to generally hang out and relax in between stages will make your experience that much better. But again, overall, they provided water. There was a nutrition company there giving out recovery drinks and hydration stuff. It was, again, very well supported. The best thing I can say, guys, to wrap up all of this is, if you like fitness and you like tactical shooting, get into one of these intermediate divisions where I've been competing. I'm going to compete there for a while now because I ain't doing that good. It's just a blast. The people are awesome. The crews are awesome. The events are exciting. And you just meet the most interesting people. So I'm from Vermont. I live in northern Vermont, and actually drove down with friends to the South Carolina event. And we ran into a husband and wife couple in their mid 40s from southern Vermont, and then another guy from southern Vermont as well that drove all the way to South Carolina. So there's people from all over, all different walks of life that are getting into this event. And I think that's amazing. It's a shooting sport, it's a fitness event, it's just super fun. And the thing I really like about it versus a lot like PRS shooting or NRA style shooting is a lot of the gamerness there of the event or of the matches isn't there. They're very cut and dry, and they tell you so. So get out there, get into tactical games, just have fun, and run with your brung. Don't worry about having the fancy stuff. Thanks again. Hopefully you find this useful. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep the content coming.